We are just about 2.5 minutes on the clock away from both teams entering the field for tonight's contest. It'll be the Valor Knights against the Jonesboro Eagles here coming up in just a few minutes as we await the start of this ball game. I want to say welcome in. Ben Brown coming to you live here from Pruitt Field on the campus of Jonesboro High School. They are a 1A UIL school out here in Jonesboro, just about an hour away from Waco. And so Knights made the trek out here. Watched two junior high games happen earlier right before this game, hence why we're about 30 minutes late from the original start time. And so we are hopefully about to get underway here. 1:45 is left on the clock. Both teams still warming up on the field in front of us. And so we will hopefully have a ball in about 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, let's give you the rosters for both teams. Jonesboro's maybe a little bit incomplete. See a lot more guys out there on the field than are on the roster, but we will do our best. They will have number 2, Sam Lawrence out there. Number 3, Colton Robertson. Number 5, Sydney Smith. Number 7, Camden Crystal. Number 8, Will Featherston. Number 11, Peyton Martin. Number 14, Kaiser Delord. Number 16, Preston Seeger. Number 20, Damon Moore. Number 22, Braden Ashby. Number 26, Evan Mansell. And number 35, Braxton Dossie. So that's the roster for Jonesboro. And now let's give you the roster for your Valor Knights. Knights have number 1, Matthew Schlappy. Also number 2, Rhodes Horner. Number 3, James Hoagland. Number 4, Luke McCown. Number 5, Parker Jones. Number 7, River Ackley. Number 9, Seth Flowers. Number 10, Daniel Smith. Number 11, Aiden Murray. Number 12, Cooper Allen. Number 13, Connor McFarling. Number 14, Luke Curtis. Number 15, Moses Barley. Number 16, Duke Gaines. Number 18, Bear Grismer. Number 21, Bennett Herman. Number 22, Cannon Smith. Number 23, Jack Carnes. Number 24, Sam Grismer. Number 32, Gage Bynum. And number 55, Malachi Stamford. So that is your lineup, or your roster, I should say, for the Knights and for the Jonesboro Eagles as the Knights take the field running through the banner here at Pruitt Field here on the campus of Jonesboro High School. Jonesboro High School having their homecoming tonight. Lots of festivities around the air. It smells like smoke, smells like that barbecue, so you can smell it in the air out here. A really, really good turnout for Jonesboro as the bleachers on the far side just about packed. Also see some overflow, some cars parked up behind the field goal off to our right. Fans lining the fence, so it's a good crowd here for both squads. Jonesboro with a really, really nice home turnout, and then the Valor Knights faithful traveling out here as well for this ball game. Knights are on their sideline. They're just about ready for this one. Jonesboro still huddling at about midfield as we hope to go live and get some football going here shortly, as it looks like Jonesboro heading out to run through their little inflatable tunnel. If you've seen high school varsity teams, UIL teams specifically, they have these blow-up little tunnels that often have a logo, and then the players all go through the back of it and then run through the front to run out, kind of like the Knights do with their banner, but a little bit of a bigger version for Jonesboro. So Jonesboro about to run out here. I see an Eagle mascot out there on the far sideline, a Eagle costume for their mascot, so that's fun to see for Jonesboro. Knights do not have a mascot yet, at least in costume. Before we start, I want to say we may experience some technical difficulties here in this ball game. Internet is not great out here, and so we will do our best to stay on the air. However, if we do go offline or do dip off live, know that that is likely due to an internet issue here on this evening, and that if you reload the page, we should be back shortly. If you just keep reloading the page, we should be back live with another stream shortly. So hopefully we don't encounter that, but out here in Jonesboro, it is likely that that may happen, so be on the lookout for that. Do apologize for that inconvenience, but hopefully we just have some football throughout the night, and we're able to stay on the air. Jonesboro runs out onto the field, so we are just about ready for football here in the Lone Star State, Jonesboro, Texas. And it appears we will have the Jonesboro School song followed by the national anthem, so we will step aside for the national anthem upcoming here in this game. Just about to start, it is the Jonesboro School song, and then it will be the national anthem. So we will take a momentary break. Don't go anywhere. Valor Knights Football is live when we come back.
Direct yourself to the northwest of the field, we will have the national anthem. Father, we just thank you for this wonderful day. We just ask you to be in this place, be in this field, Father, that you just keep each and every individual here safe. We just thank you for this great state and this great sport, Father. We just thank you for Jesus Christ and all he's done for us and everything he means to us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Great rendition there of the national anthem. I also got the prayer in there. So with that done now, we are just about ready for football here in Jonesboro, Texas. Let's give you a weather checkup here in Jonesboro prior to kickoff. 77 degrees here as of this moment in Jonesboro. We also it's a little bit humid. The air is also smoky, and it's got a small town Friday night lights feeling. 75 to 77 degrees outside. The sun has fully set. Lights have full effect here on the field as the captains head out there now for the coin toss, and both crowds get loud to try and get their teams going. Teams will dip into the low 70s, high 60s tonight. Should be a great environment for football, and we will hopefully have good temps throughout the night. Knights coming into this football game are 6-0. Jonesboro, they are the Eagles. They are 2-4, but don't let that record confuse you, as they've played a kind of a gauntlet of teams. They played Aquila 2 weeks ago, followed it up last week against a really good Austin Royals homeschool team, and then obviously the 6-0 and undefeated Valor Knights this week. And so really a gauntlet here of games for Jonesboro, and they're not shying away from the hard schedule. They're leaning into it, they're embracing it, and the Knights will certainly try to keep this losing streak for Jonesboro going, and to keep their winning streak going. The belief among the players, the coaches, and really everybody around the team is that this team can go undefeated and win state. That's the goal, that's the belief, and right now it's shown out there on the field. And so hopefully the Knights can keep that up here in this one. Should we get there, the mercy rule is 45 at halftime or beyond. Jonesboro is a good team, and doubt we will see that here this evening, but it is something to keep an eye on. Also, some other factors of the 6-man game are that the field is 80 yards instead of the traditional 100 seen in 11-man football. Also, the 2-point conversions are worth 1. The traditional point afters via the kick are worth 2. And then whoever the ball is snapped to is not an eligible runner. So those are the main differences here in 6-man football versus 11-man. And Knights return unit is out there to receive this kickoff as our officials huddle at midfield. We'll take this opportunity to shout out our officials and thank them for coming out to do this game. But we are just about set for action. All black helmets, black tops, and black pants with gold numbers and letters on the chest and the back of those black jerseys. Also, the Knights are wearing all white helmets, white pants, and white tops to match, to go against the black. So white against black here in this game. And once again, we apologize for any buffering that may happen here in this one. Signal not the strongest. We will likely have buffering. And if we do dip off the air, just remember to reload the page, and we will attempt to come back. Here's the kickoff, onside recovered by the Knights, and so Valor will take possession to start this ball game. They will be from their own 36-yard line. The field here in Jonesboro is a full 6-man field, so a lot of fields to play on is an 100-yard field that they have to tape off to be a 6-man 80-yard field, but this one is a regular 80-yard field, and so we will. That's kind of a treat because the end zones are real, and so. That's a treat out here in Jonesboro. Knights offense out there trying to get this game started with a bang. Bear motions in James. Play action fake to James. Bear rolling. He's going to fire deep. Coming back for it is Connor, and he caught it down in near the 5. A catch for Connor to start the game. Coming back for it, Connor. Strong throw for Bear. And the Knights will have early good field position following the pass play. It is at the 11-yard line, so that's where they will spot it. Knights trying to get the edge, and he is stopped by a pair of Eagles. Saw Will Featherston in there on the tackle as we dip off the air here, I believe. Maybe we stay on. So maybe some internet issues there. Nope, we are going to dip off the air. James, he is short. Let's see. So some internet issues here as James makes the catch. So let's see if we can stay on here. Here's a fumble at the line of scrimmage. Duke running for it. Knights trying to fall on it. Ball kicks out, and Jonesboro has recovered. So Jonesboro recovering. We'll see if the runner was down, as I believe we are still on. So we are a service maybe in and out throughout the night, but so we'll try to stay on. But a fumble there for the Knights, and that means that their first drive comes up empty. So strong start to the drive on the first pass, but the Knights unable to turn that into points. And as a result, Jonesboro will have the football at their own 20-yard line, looking to go 60 yards for a touchdown. Shout out to Mom at home listening, says we are still on. So we are still on. The signal is a little bit rough out here, so we'll try to stay on. But remember, if we do go off, just reload the page, and we should be right back. But that is an unfortunate consequence of using the phone hotspot out here in Texas. Here's Jonesboro. Or rather, they say that the Knights actually, maybe the runner was down, but the Knights have possession of the football. So Knights are going to snap it here, as Jonesboro does not have the ball. Now we've got whistles and a timeout for Valor. So Valor calls a timeout there. So not exactly sure what happened there. It was a fumble, but it looked like Jonesboro recovered, but must have said that Valor was down. The runner was down before the ball came out. So Knights will have the ball, it appears, at their own 20. I believe that's where they're going to spot it. So not exactly sure here with 8:35 to play in the first quarter. So sorry about that confusion. There are not individual line markers here, or yard markers, I should say, here on the grass field here in Jonesboro. It's every line is 5 yards, and then we've got the 40, 30, 20, 10 on the sideline, but there are not the individual hash marks on this field. So that'll make seeing where the ball's spotted a little bit more difficult, but we will still try to get that. And we're going to roll. So it looks like it is 4th down here for the Knights, if the down marker is correct on the sideline. Knights have the ball on the 12. Believe they need a touchdown. Here's Bear. Rolls out. Looking to his right. Now sideline. Fires. End zone. It is deflected by Bennett, but ultimately caught by Connor. So it's a catch for a Knights touchdown, but there is a flag on the play in the backfield. And we'll see if this may come back. So pass over the middle there was deflected by Bennett initially trying to catch it, but ultimately fell into Connor's hands. But it looks like this will come back. PA announcer is saying that it's Eagles ball, but looked like just a penalty as we look to see what's being sorted out here. Looks like the Knights defense will come on as the officials huddle there at about the 20-yard line. So not exactly sure what's happening right now, but we will attempt to figure that out. Again, I want to say thanks for tuning in. Ben Brown with you live from Jonesboro, Texas, here on this fine evening here in October. I had to think about that for a minute, but October it is, as now our officials are going to break off and talk to each coach here. So already a couple of plays that have been a little bit confusing, but we will get them figured out. And so hopefully we will get that resolved and we can get back to playing some football here in this one. So looks like the Knights will be on defense here. Waiting for the officials sig. Yes, it is. So it is the Knights on defense. So it is a turnover on downs somehow. So pass was caught. I feel like the penalty should have just pushed him back, but it's Jonesboro ball. So not exactly sure what happened, but Jonesboro ball, high snap. It's pitched by the quarterback to the running back up the middle, exploding for a good gain. Good burst there from number 8, Will Featherston, for the Eagles. And so that will bring up 2nd down for the Eagles and about 8. And the 8 is where they'll spot it. So ball on the 22-yard line, on the Eagles' 22 as they huddle up, and the Knights defensive unit prepares for this second down play. Knights have Seth Flowers and Cannon Smith out there on the D-line. In the secondary, see Connor, Bennett, Luke, and Matthew Schlappe out there for this unit on defense. Here's a snap. Pitch back. This is Featherston again. Featherston on the near sideline, and he is wrangled up in the backfield. It is James Hoagland there on the tackle. So beg your pardon, said it was Connor in there, but it was James Hoagland with the tackle. And James blows that play up for limited gain as it brings up third down and about 6 here for the Eagles. Eagles have a limited band out there on the far sideline behind the home team's bench. Also have a really nice crowd here on this homecoming night for the Jonesboro Eagles. Brings up third down and 6. Here we go. A Naval Academy type set here as the quarterback under center with 2 men in the backfield. Here's the pitch. It goes back, but we have whistles, and now a flag comes out. Looks like it's going to be a false start for the Eagles. So the Eagles, there was some movement there before the snap, and that's what the officials will flag for a penalty. Looks like it'll move them back 5. And it is now third down and about 10. So third down and 10 upcoming for the Eagles. Remember, in 6-man football, pretty much every distance is 4-down territory. But we will see what the Eagles are able to cook up here on third down, and if the Knights can get a good defense to stop it, we will see. Matthew Schlappe, the deep safety for the Knights. The Eagles come out in that same formation, quarterback under center. It is a handoff. This is Featherston. Featherston on the near side, and he is brought down out of bounds. James Hoagland and Seth Flowers in there, but a flag comes out late. Yeah, it may be a late hit. He was kind of going out of bounds, but and James went for the ankles there, but looked like a clean tackle, but it looks like they may flag James for a 15-yard penalty. Let's see what the call is. It is a personal foul on the Knights, so indeed it is. Does look like it's on James Hoagland. Looked like a clean tackle from here, but ultimately it is not, and it's a penalty that will give Jonesboro the first down. So the 15-yard penalty moves the ball all the way across midfield into Knights territory at the 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 there for the Eagles. As the Knights defense trying to get a stand here following their first drive that did not yield points. Here's a snap. Goes back to the quarterback. Firing quick. This is Featherston again on the catch. And James Hoagland in there for a loss. And he's pumped up following the 3-yard tackle for a loss following the completion. The pass there was complete, but for no gain. In fact, lost 3 yards. Brings up second down and about 18. The quarterback is Peyton Martin for the Eagles. So the junior quarterback for the Eagles out there. And looks like he'll be slinging the rock today. Second down and 18. Here's a pitch. This is Martin. Martin over the middle. Fires. Pass complete to number 20. Damon Moore running. Moore's got the first down near side, and it takes 3 Knights to bring him down. And ultimately, it's a first down on about a 25 to 30-yard gain for the Eagles there. It's first down upcoming now on the Knights side of the field. It looks like about the Knights 20. Hard to tell from this angle. But it does appear that it will be about the Knights 20 where the ball will be spotted. So Knights defense facing some adversity here on this drive as Jonesboro's offense moving the ball once we are underway. 5:45 left here in the first quarter. Nothing our score. Tied up at 0. Knights first drive did not yield points. Jonesboro driving. Martin in the pistol has Featherston behind him. Drops back, fires. Far side caught. This is Sam Lawrence on the catch. Lawrence lunging, pylon, touchdown. Sam Lawrence into the end zone on the pass reception from Peyton Martin. Junior finds senior for the Eagles touchdown. And the Eagles take a 6-0 lead on the Valor Knights to begin this football game. Knights were unable to cash in on the first drive, got to the red zone but could not finish, and then ultimately Jonesboro takes it down the field and punches it in. Preston Seeger lining up to do the kicking duties for the Eagles. Snap, hold, kick, line, drive, but it is good. And it is 8-0 now. Eagles lead your Knights here in this one. Coming in to this game, the Knights 6-0. That merits a 39th overall in Texas six-man football ranking from sixmanfootball.com, a pretty reputable source, sixmanfootball.com there. Had the Knights projected to win this game by 4, has them ranked number 39 in the state in six-man football. Max Preps has Valor ranked 51st nationally and number 17 in Texas. So Max Preps thinking very highly of the Knights here, and then Six-Man Football also thinking well of them as well. The Jonesboro Eagles, according to Six-Man Football, number 44 in the state. So Six-Man Football has them high too. These two teams very similar rankings on sixmanfootball.com. Should be a good game. Knights again projected to win by 4 according to sixmanfootball.com. Max Preps has Jonesboro ranked number 242 nationally. So nearly 200 spots lower than the Knights, as the squib kickoff is fielded by the Knights, and now lunging ahead for a solid gain following the initial bobble. And the Knights will have shop here. They will take shop here at the right around midfield. In fact, right at midfield. That's where they will spot this football. But to finish the previous thought, the Eagles, number 242 nationally for Max Preps, 54th in Texas according to them. And then Six-Man Football thinks a little bit higher of them, 44th in the state of Texas according to maxpreps.com. So some ranking numbers there for both sides as Valor gets set to try and answer the score that was put up against them. Here's Bear looking. Pop bubble screen. Duke has it. Duke trying to avoid a tackle, and that is solid tackling from number 7, Camden Crystal. The junior, rather, makes the tackle in the backfield. That's something that the Knights haven't really encountered, is a solid tackling from a team all year. They've been able to make guys miss in the open field, and Duke, a pretty shifty athlete there, couldn't make one man miss, and it brings up 2nd down and 16. Here's Bear, rolls, fires. Bennett Herman on the catch. Bennett getting a head of steam up the far side, and he's got solid yardage shy of the first down by a solid amount as he gets it up to about the 32-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 7 or 8 here upcoming. So a solid gain there for the Knights on 2nd down makes it 3rd down and manageable. Bear alone in the backfield. Snap count tries to get the defense to jump, but they do not do so. Coach Bird signaling the play in here from the sideline. Knights offensive unit adjusts here. Duke into the backfield. Trips to the short side of the field. It's Matthew, Bennett, and I believe maybe and James out there as well. Here's Bear looking deep. Now comes back short. James with a catch. 1st down up the near side. Exploding. Trying to get to the end zone. Lowers the shoulder, but he's short by a couple of yards. Nonetheless, a gain for 1st down of about 30 yards there as he got inside the 5, I believe. We'll see where they mark the football, but a solid game, but a really, really good gain there for the Knights on 3rd down as they go tempo to try and score. Pass, bubble screen, Duke with the catch, going for the pylon, dives. He is short. They are going to mark him about a yard shy. Knights unit wanted that touchdown, but it is 2nd down and a goal here from about the 1 as the Knights just short on that. A bubble screen to Duke. Knights will try to punch this one in as well. Motions Duke. Here's the snap. Bear hands it off. James up the middle as a fullback. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Valor to answer the Jonesboro score. That is a rushing touchdown, number 1 on the day for James Hoagland. And that will make the score 8-6 now as the Jonesboro Eagles still lead the Knights, but Matthew Schlappe and his leg trying to answer that here with 4:07 in the 1st quarter to play. Matthew getting set to kick. Here's the snap, the hold, Matthews kick high, and it's good. So the kick is through the uprights, and we are knotted up at 8 with 4:07 to play in the first quarter here in Jonesboro, Texas. I want to say thanks for tuning in from Pruitt Field on the campus of 1A UIL Jonesboro High School. We come to you live from the bleachers, running off a phone hotspot today. So we apologize for any technical difficulties that you may experience. We may end up falling off the air at some point. If we do, just go back to the Ed Valor Prep Athletics YouTube page and then reload the page a couple of times. Hopefully we will be there back again shortly, but hopefully we don't encounter that. We have not so far today, but have had a close call, so we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully we stay on the air, but thanks for tuning in here on this evening. Knights getting set to kick it off. Matthew Schlappe, Cannon Smith, River Ackley, Seth Flowers, Rhodes Horner, and Luke Curtis out on special teams for the Knights as Matthew getting set to kick it away. Here's the kick. Matthew booms it away. That's a deep kick headed for the sideline, but out the back of the end zone first, and that will bring the ball out to the 20-yard line for the Jonesboro Eagles. I want to shout out our officiating crew and both coaches on both coaching sides for today's game. I could not play this game without them, and then obviously the support staff and players for each side doing a great job as always. Once again, a homecoming night for Jonesboro High School here. A lot of festivities around, having a dance, I believe, either later tonight or tomorrow. Also, just a big crowd, the smokiness of some barbecue in the air here in Texas. And it's a fun atmosphere here. Even at 1A High School, it's some packed stands out here for sure. As an interesting feature is the Bugs are all congregating around a singular light. Really, all the lights up here, but the light posts are home to a lot of Bugs right now, so that's just interesting as well. Here's Featherston with the carry on the near side. He tries to break out of a pair of tackles, but ultimately James Hoagland and Seth Flowers bring him down for a gain of about 5. We'll see where they spot it. Brings up second down. They'll give him 7, so it brings up second down and 8 coming for the Jonesboro Eagles. 3:36 and counting down left to play here in the first quarter. Jonesboro, Texas, just about an hour, a little less from Waco, Texas. As the Knights defense flattening out here, Bennett to the far side. Here's a pitch, high pitch, corralled by Featherston. Featherston makes a one-man miss with a juke. He cuts back across the middle of the field. That's trouble for the Knights. Hesitates, and now Cannon Smith says none of that as he and a pair of Knights wrangle down the ball carrier out of bounds. But that's a solid gain there on a run that looked like it was about stopped, and then Featherston just cut back across the middle with a solid juke move and was able to get the first down and more across midfield into Knights territory. They'll spot the ball at the 27-yard line thereabouts for Jonesboro, coming up on first down and 15. Jonesboro 2-4, but they've played a hard schedule, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast. Aquila, they lost to 2 weeks ago. Aquila, a top 5 six-man team in the state. Also lost to Austin Royals Homeschool, another top 20 or 30 team in the state. And then play the Knights tonight, a top 50 team in the state. So a tough schedule for Jonesboro. Their district's also not a breeze, and so they're not shying away from a hard schedule. Here's Martin throwing across the field, incomplete, intended for Sam Lawrence, I believe. Rather, that's Colton Robertson. The pass intended for, it is incomplete. So Peyton Martin unable to find his receiver there on the deep post route. Incomplete, brings up second down and 15 upcoming here in this first quarter. Knights once again wearing all white jerseys with blue numerals and letters. The Jonesboro Eagles wearing black uniforms, all black with yellow, really a goldish numerals and trim lettering as well. Here's a pitch. This is Featherston. Featherston on the near side. He gets a solid gain, but not enough for a first down. He's solidly short, about 10 yards short maybe, as we dip down inside of 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter here at Jonesboro High School. Expect a good game here in this one. Valor Knights favored by 4 according to sixmanfootball.com. But both of these teams highly ranked in the state and in the terms of six-man. And we'll see if the Knights are able to come out with a dub here in this one. Currently score 8-8 with 1:44 to play in the first quarter. Eagles have Martin under center, also Featherston and Lawrence in the backfield. Martin rolling, has to lob it across the field for Featherston. It is incomplete as the Knights make some noise, but Peyton Martin down near the near sideline holding his arm/shoulder area. So that's not good for Peyton Martin as he's down on the ground. Trainer will come take a look at him for Jonesboro. Now Peyton Martin gets to his feet, receives a good round of applause from the Valor side, and Jonesboro home crowd applauding him as well, so he'll walk off the field. Starting quarterback for Jonesboro, though, we'll see if they have a backup or who they bring in to be the backup quarterback while Martin is out. Went down holding his arm, so hopefully he's able to come back walking off on his own power, so that is good to see. Knights defense heading out there. Aiden Murray, Bennett Herman, Seth Flowers, James Hoagland, Matthew Schlappe, Luke Curtis, the unit out there here going out for 4th down, I believe. So it looks like it's going to be 4th down and about 8 or so upcoming for Jonesboro. This is where having your quarterback could make a difference. Martin have to think not coming out for this play, but I will see who they bring in his stead. Also a fun note about Jonesboro, they have a mascot in a full eagle costume out there on the far sideline, the home sideline. So the Eagles mascot with a full Eagles costume on. That's pretty cool, pretty realistic, and fun to see there. Maybe the Knights will get a mascot down the road, but just an interesting fact for Jonesboro here as they call a timeout. Eagles call a timeout with 1:24 to play in the first quarter. We'll keep it here. 8-8 the score, as this is very easily probably the Knights' lowest scoring quarter of the year so far. Obviously still time, but ultimately the offense was unable to cash in on that first drive. And then the defense unable to stop Jonesboro on their drive, but the Valor did answer with a touchdown. So we have had 3 drives. Jonesboro's second in progress. This is the 4th total drive of the game, as we may experience some buffering here, so apologize for that, but hopefully we are able to stay on the air. But once again, if we do dip off the air, just remember to reload the Valor Athletics YouTube page, and hopefully we will pop up there shortly after. If we do dip off air, we've done that in 1 game so far this year, but it looks like we're fine for now. So say a prayer that all our technology works, that we're able to stay on throughout this ball game, but hopefully we are able to do that. Also checking the rest of our equipment, but we should be good hopefully for the duration of this contest. Featherston in, it looks like, at the quarterback position. He'll pitch it back to number 7, Cameron Crystal, and Crystal fires. It is complete near the first down marker. We'll see. Hard to tell across the field, as it was complete to Braden Ashby, the senior, as looks like it will be Knights football here. So looks like a turnover on downs for Jonesboro.
So there'll be a turnover there.
Indeed it is, a turnover on downs. Valor will take possession with 1 minute and 21 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter of this one. Aiden Murray out there at center, Bennett Herman out there at receiver / tight end hybrid, Seth, James, Bear, and Duke out there as well for this Knights offensive unit, as Valor looks to go down and take the lead here, take their first lead of the ball game, as we are tied at 8 late in the first quarter. Bear motions Duke in. Here's a pop pass. Now a reverse. This is Seth across the formation. Seth trying to get the edge. He does. Up the sideline. First down and more before a hard hit out of bounds from number 5, Sidney Smith. The junior knocks Seth Flowers down out of bounds. However, it's a first down and more for Seth following a 16-yard run, and that will move the chains. A strong physical run there from Seth. It was a jet sweep almost to Duke, who then popped it to Seth coming back across the other way, and he was able to get the first down and a little bit more. First down 15 from the 30. Knights in their own territory. Bear takes the snap, drops back, rolls, fires. This is caught, as it is Connor, I believe, with the catch. Yes, it is. Connor on the far side with the catch there. As we've got a, looks like a beetle or a roach here trying to get in on the broadcast. Wanted to be a part, but we'll have to respectfully decline his presence here as he scurries away here in the bleachers. Snap to Bear. Play action. Rolls out to his right. Fires deep. Matthew Schleppe all alone behind the defense. And that is an easy walk-in touchdown for the Knights as he celebrates out there in the end zone with James. Just slipped behind the defense there. And that is an easy touchdown for Matthew Schleppe. Once he caught it, he could practically walk into the end zone. Bumps the score up to 14-8 as Valor takes their first lead of the ball game with 14 seconds to play in the first quarter. And Matthew will now get to go out there and try to kick 2 more for the Knights following his touchdown reception. Good crowd out here. Cheerleaders doing a good job as always, but Matthew's kick is blocked as it goes to the other sideline, but blocked, so the kick is no good. Matthew 1 of 2 now on PATs for Matthew. So Bear with a passing touchdown, James with a receiving touchdown, and Matthew now with a receiving touchdown here on the night. So that adds up to the scoring for Valor as they have a 14-8 lead over the Jonesboro Eagles following the missed PAT, but they did get the touchdown. And with 14 seconds to go, Knights do have a 6-point lead, their first lead of the evening here in this one. I want to say thanks for tuning in as we near the end of the first quarter. Knights trying to pick up their 7th dub of the season, sitting at undefeated currently 6-0. Or 6-0, the record rather. 14-8 is the score here at Pruitt Field as Matthew gets set to kick it away. Puts the ball on the tee now as Seth, Cannon, River, Rhodes, and James out there on special teams duty here as Matthew gets set to boot it away. Here is his kick. It is a line drive shot to the near side and just does sneak into the end zone another 2 yards, and that may have been out of bounds. Now we've got a flag on the far side. Rhodes Horner excited for the Knights. Looks like this penalty may be on the Jonesboro Eagles as the kickoff did not go out of bounds, so that's not the flag as we await to see what this penalty may be following a conversation for the officials at midfield. I want to shout out everybody who's listening, also parents back home listening and providing feedback on the broadcast, so thanks to them. Thanks to all of you for tuning in here as the 7th iteration of the season. The Valor Knights trying to take down the Jonesboro Eagles here on the road. Jonesboro 1A UIL school out here, about 45 minutes to an hour away from Waco, Texas. The penalty is on the Eagles, whatever it is. Official motion to the home side, the press box side.
There against the Eagles.
Unable to see as our PA announcer says the penalty was on the Eagles. So Eagles will be backed up half the distance to the goal. So ball on, it looks like about the 12-yard line So 14 seconds left. That's one play likely left here in the first quarter as we are getting ready to go. Jonesboro. Here's the snap. Pitch back. Featherston, far side, running. He's got blockers. Now tries to cut back. This is trouble. He cuts back again. First down and more. Duke getting him out of bounds, though, with 3 seconds to play here in the quarter. But Featherston really making a good effort there to cut back across the field. He's been dangerous when going to that far side and then cutting on back, which he was able to do there as our buzzer for the first quarter sounds here in this one. Mentioned parents listening back home, also sibling, and hopefully the cats are back home listening as well, so hopefully the whole fam tuning in back home. Also want to say thanks to all of you for tuning in as well. End of the first quarter. Knights have a 14-8 lead here as we await the beginning of the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break. Knights lead by 6. We'll be back with the second quarter. This is Valor Knights Football. Both sides flip ends as we are about ready for the second quarter of action here in Jonesboro, Texas. As the score is 14-8, Knights have the lead here with 10 minutes on the clock, second quarter. Here as we begin the period. Ben Brown with you live here from Jonesboro, Texas. Thanks for tuning in. Pass near side caught. This is Sam Lawrence. Lawrence back across the middle. He's got a solid gain of about 8, we'll say. Brings up second down upcoming for the Eagles as the bugs are flying around fast and furious out here in Jonesboro. A whole congregation of moths and flying creatures up there by the light standards. We've already had several, I'm not sure if they're beetles or roaches, try to join in on the broadcast, but we're going to have to respectfully decline their asks to join. But appreciate even the bugs wanting to tune in and be a part of the show. Second down and about 9 upcoming here. It is a bad snap. Now ball's on the ground, but Featherston falls on it for Jonesboro. Nearly disaster as the quarterback unable to handle the snap, and it popped right into the hands of Featherston, then fell out of his hands onto the ground, but Featherston able to fall on it. Brings up third down and a country mile as we are out here in the country. Seems appropriate as we're talking about the family listening, also grandma listening. Thanks to grandma for tuning in and supporting the broadcast, and everyone else. Just great to have you along for the ride here tonight, and hopefully we are able to stay on the air. Third down and a long ways to go. Here's Jonesboro. Featherston with the pitch. He's got good yardage already up the far side. He's about 10 yards, now 5 yards shy before being wrapped up out of bounds by Seth Flowers and Bennett Herman on the home sideline as he's about 4 yards shy of the first down. Brings up of the first, actually, let's see where they spot this. They'll say 5 yards shy, so 5 yards shy of the first down. I want to shout out the Jonesboro Band out there in the home section playing some live music here for the crowd, as I see a couple of substitutions for the Knights. Cannon and Duke in for Aiden and Luke here on fourth down. Fourth down and 5 upcoming for Jonesboro. Peyton Martin has not, actually, looks like he's out there again. So Peyton Martin back in the game following an arm injury. He exited earlier in the game, but he's back in, so good to see that. Here he is, drops back, now pitches it off. Oh, that's a sneaky play. Lawrence explodes through the side, towards the sideline rather. Good for a first down and a lot more up the far side. First down, Jonesboro Eagles. As we'll see where they spot the football, but the chain gang gonna have to hustle to catch up to that one. as they will mark the football on the 10. So Jonesboro on the Knights' 10-yard line here as we get set with 7:49 and counting on down here in the quarter. Knights have a 14-8 lead. Here's the snap. This is a pitch, and this pitch is going nowhere. Cannon, Duke, and James combine to bring down Camden Crystal there on the carry. He loses yards as they'll give him a 2-yard loss on the play. So that good stand by the Knights D there in the backfield. And it will bring up second down and goal from about the 13-yard line. Once again, a lot of bugs out here under the lights. This is definitely the most bugs we've ever had at a game. Looks like a bunch of moths maybe. Also had a lot of beetles out here, roaches maybe. Not exactly sure what they are, but anyway, the bugs like football too, I guess. Here's a snap. Martin firing, fade ball, end zone, and it is incomplete as both sides wanted pass interference. Knights wanted pass interference on the offense there. It's a pass was intended for Colton Robertson. And as Robertson, they said they were trying to argue, did not let Matthew Schlappe turn around for the football, but Matthew also kind of grabbing Robertson there, and so Schlappe able to deflect the ball. So nonetheless, a fade ball in the end zone is incomplete, and it brings up third down and goal from the 13. Knights defense trying to get a stop. They have a 6-point lead as of right now. 14-8 the score. Martin, the snap is a low, and it didn't even get to the quarterback, Peyton Martin, as the Knights fall on it. Seth Flowers to recover the fumble as the botched snap ends up being costly for Jonesboro, as Valor will take over possession of the football here at the 15-yard line. So at their own 15, that's where they'll start from, as more bugs joining in. So bugs really want to be a part of this broadcast. I have to keep telling them no. But just a bit of comedy there, as we haven't had a lot of bugs at a game before, but certainly are a lot here. So Bear in the shotgun, 14-8 lead for the Knights with 7 minutes to play. Looks near side, Duke with the catch. He's going to lower the shoulder, lunges for the first down, and we will see if they give it to him. It is a 15-yard gain, and they will give him the first down as the official points. That's another Valor Knights first down, and with 6:30 and counting on down to play, Knights trying to take a 2-score lead here in this second quarter, as they hold a 14-8 lead currently. Here's the Knights offense. Bear motions in James. He hands it off to James. James on the far side. Gets the edge. James exploding up the sideline, and he's got the first down and more. About 10 yards more following the first down. Has a tackle made on the play by Colton Robertson, but not before the Knights move the chains again. Back-to-back explosive runs for Valor. First Duke, now James. And the Knights have the ball at the Jonesboro 28. In opponent territory now, looking for more. Bear has been a really good leader for this team. A senior quarterback all-district last year, trying to repeat that this year. Looking deep. Connor comes back for it. He makes the catch, makes the defender miss. He's tripped up though and lunges for the end zone. It is a touchdown, I believe. Did not see the signal. It is touchdown Knights. So Valor scores on the Connor McFarling touchdown reception. That is, and Connor with the reception there as Bear throws his second passing touchdown of the ball game. That is now 4 Knights on the day have accounted for a touchdown in some way. Matthew Schlappe trying to add 2 more with his leg. Knights have a 12-point advantage as of right now, 20-8. Snap, hold, kick. This one does get up, and it is good. So Knights are able to put 2 more on the board. Matthew, 2 of 3 now, 66% on the evening with 5.5 minutes left here in the second quarter. So the Knights able to go down, take advantage of the Jonesboro turnover, and turn it into points. They have a 14-point lead. It is 22-8 the score. as Valor holds on to the lead. Once again, want to say thanks for tuning in here on this evening, as a bit of a late start following 2 junior high games before us, but we are on the air now and we are rolling here in the first half. Second quarter action, 5.5 minutes left. 22-8 lead. Valor has the advantage. Homecoming evening for Jonesboro as the festivities are underway, and see a large turnout for this ball game. Knights faithful also making the hour trek out here to Jonesboro and doing a great job, as always, supporting this team. Whistles blow as we are ready for the kickoff. Matthew Slappy out there. River, Cannon, Seth, Luke, and Rhodes on the special teams unit as well. Matthew has really improved on kickoffs this year. Sends it away and sends the returner sprinting backwards. He touched it in the end zone, and now looks like we're going to get a touchback here on the play. So kick was into the end zone and off the hands of the returner, but looks like they will say touchback. So it'll be a touchback. Jonesboro will have the ball moving from right to left at the 20-yard line. So Jonesboro on their own 20. They need 60 yards to go score a touchdown here to answer the Knights. 12-point lead for the Knights. That's a 2-score advantage. Anytime you stretch it to 2 or 3 scores of the lead, that's always good for a team, and Valor able to do that so far. They're of course going to look to add more and try to get a defensive stop here on this drive. Peyton Martin in the pistol. Pitches, Featherston with the carry, far side, trying to get the edge. Now is wrapped up by a battalion of Knights, we'll call it. They will spot him 10 yards shy of the line to gain. Brings up second down and 10 following a 5-yard run for the Knights. Jonesboro huddling up before this next play. See them run a huddle offense more than some teams nowadays. Knights, of course, love to run a quick tempo offense, but that is not what the Eagles are electing to do here. Peyton Martin under center now. Hands it off up the middle. This is Sam Lawrence for limited gain on the handoff. Brings up third down and about 9 following a 1-yard gain with 4.5 minutes left and counting on down. 4:29, 4:28, 4:27. Keeps on going down in the second quarter. Knights favored to win this game by 4, according to sixmanfootball.com. Eagles come in ranked number 44, according to that website, and Knights ranked 39th, moving up this week. They've moved up every week so far, and they moved up again to 39, so 5 spots ahead of the Jonesboro Eagles. Here's a handoff. This is Lawrence. Lawrence with a first down on the far side, and Matthew Slappy able to force him out of bounds, but a strong run from the running back, Sam Lawrence, the senior, pushes ahead for a first down and more, as this is into Knights territory. They'll spot the football at the 37-yard line, almost directly in front of where I sit here from the bleachers here on the visiting side behind the Valor Knights sideline here in Jonesboro, Texas. 3.5 minutes to go as Peyton Martin is under center. Martin, play action, drops back. Knights coming after him. He dumps it off to Sam Lawrence. Lawrence on the far side running. He's got 10, now 15. First down, I believe, on the far side. And they will, looks like he's going to be short of the actually they will rule he's short. So 14-yard gain there, rather, on the play. And with 3:13 to play following the pass complete and ultimately went out of bounds, so that will stop the clock here in this second quarter. So I want to say thanks for tuning in here in this one. Now we've got whistles from the far side. Looks like we just had a stoppage of play there, and now we will be underway. Martin under center. Number 11, the quarterback, play action, rolls out. He wants to look deep. Now comes back short, nearly picked off by Cannon Smith, but the pass is complete to Sydney Smith. And Smith on the ground, Smith fumbled it, and then it's picked up by Featherston, who runs it in for a touchdown. But we do have a penalty marker down, and I believe this will come back. But it looked like Sydney Smith was down, but apparently he fumbled the football. And now we've got a penalty on the far side.
As we have a Beetle friend wanting to join the broadcast on my back. And now we got him off an unholy amount of bugs out here in Jonesboro, but they are swarming, and that's the 5th one I think we've had try to join the broadcast in some capacity. So if there are momentary pauses, that may be why, maybe attempting to get a bug off of myself. But anyway, it looks like it will be, well, the officials still huddling here at midfield, so we await their ruling here. As the official walks to the far side. Looks like an illegal block for the Jonesboro Eagles. A chop block is the penalty that is called. And this will nullify the touchdown and move the Eagles back to the Knights 29. They'll need about 8. Well, now it looks like they're going to say first down. So hold on a moment as I get pelted with bugs. Good Lord. Here in Jonesboro, but I suppose the bugs are just trying to be friendly. First down and 15 from the Knights 28. It's Jonesboro on offense. Handoff. Lawrence trying to get the first down, but Matthew Schlappe brings down the runner as some chippiness after the play there at the end of the play, but no flags come out. So as it is, it looks like it's a 15-yard gain, and now we'll bring up 2nd down and 5 upcoming here for the Jonesboro Eagles in Knights territory. Trying to punch it in, as earlier we had a lot of bugs by the lights. I think now the bugs have tripled in population up there. Maybe more bugs out here than people at this game. That may be an exaggeration, but still a lot of bugs. Sam Lawrence up the middle on the handoff, and he looks like he's got the first down maybe.
First down for the Eagles. Be first and goal now.
As the bugs are all over here, but we will attempt to evade the bugs. Yeah, just a lot of them. Not really any way else to put it. Now we've got whistles and a timeout, as looks like we will take an official's timeout here, a 2-minute warning of sorts here in this game. And this 2-minute warning, let's give you a stats update on the game. So Matthew, 2 of 3 on PATs following 3 Knights touchdowns. James had a rushing touchdown. Bear with 2 passing touchdowns. 1 to Matthew, 1 to Connor. So Duke has not gotten on the scoreboard yet. He's done a good job of that for the Knights over the year. Connor has also, he's probably the leading touchdown getter for the Knights, and Bennett also yet to reach the end zone. Those are probably the ones who get the most touchdowns for this Knights unit, but they have yet to get there. As is a 22-8 lead. It is a 14-point advantage for the Knights here in this one, as both teams huddle on their sidelines during this timeout. I want to say thanks for tuning in, and so far we've stayed on the air, but hopefully we're able to do so. Technical difficulties have not been much so far tonight, even though we expected some, but hopefully that pattern continues. Now the Knights defense breaks the huddle and heads out there. Also the Jonesboro offense doing the same. And it'll be first down and goal from the 10-yard line. From the Knights 10, Jonesboro on offense. Peyton Martin under center, 2 men in the backfield. It's a pitch. Featherston gets it, explodes through the line. Fumble, ball comes out, but he was in the end zone. Knights not happy with the call. But it's a run basically up the middle,
that gets into the end zone for the Eagles, and they bring it back within a score, 22-14 now, with 1:53 to play as the Bugs just hanging out over here. Come on, buddy. Okay, well, as we attempt to get the Bugs off of the equipment, now looks like we have done so. Hopefully we don't bring any home in the bags. Somewhat worried about that at this point. Maybe they'll go all sleep tonight. Here's the kick. It is a strong kick, and it is good. So 22-16, following the touchdown and two-point conversion via the kick for Jonesboro, and they have kept this game close, as the Knights will have an opportunity to respond before halftime here in this one. Knights did have the ball first on offense, so Jonesboro will get the ball to start the second half. Makes it pretty much imperative that the Knights go down and get a score here in this game, as you can hear the squeals of the crowd here as there are Bugs flying in abundance, making their presence felt here at this game. But hey, a homecoming game always calls for more Bugs, doesn't it? And we will hope to invite our furry friends, used to having pets around sports, but I suppose these are winged friends that are out here just watching the game and flying around the light standard. But it's really insane. We haven't seen this many Bugs at one game all year. I mean, we've had some outdoor games, outdoor games. We've broadcasted from outdoors so far, and I haven't had this many. But I suppose tonight they all decided to show up. Here's the kickoff in the air. This is going to give Luke a chance to field it. Had a touchdown return last week for a touchdown, but is unable to break it big here as he's out around the 20-yard line. And the Knights offense will have to take it 60 yards for a touchdown should they want to score 6 points. Cheerleaders attempting to get this crowd pumped up, as always. Good Valor contingent out here. And really, really, really strong turnout for Jonesboro. ISD, the 1A UIL school, having its homecoming night tonight. And the fans certainly have showed out prior to the game. During the junior high games, there was a smoky feel about the air, some barbecue brewing, and just a Friday Night Lights game here in Texas on this evening. Here's Bear, drops back, fires Duke, incomplete over the middle as the ball drops to the grass field. And it brings up second down and 15 rather here in this one. I want to say thanks for tuning in as we come to you live here from Pruitt Field on the campus of Jonesboro ISD. Here's the snap for Bear on second down and 15. Evades the pressure. He's going to go deep. Duke on the near side. He's got him in stride, and he will be gone to the house. No flags. Touchdown, Valor on the deep bomb to Duke. Mentioned he hadn't gotten into the end zone yet today earlier. Well, now he has. A receiving touchdown for Duke. Puts the Knights back up by 2 scores, 28-16. The score with 1:37 left to play. Bear checks in with his 3rd passing touchdown of the evening here in this one. And it's been a fun one so far. It's been a close game here in this one. As I get pelted with another bug. Goodness. But these Knights not going away, and the Eagles also not going away either, as the kick is good. So Matthew moves up to 3 of 4 on the day. And also a great sign with that Knights touchdown. We have excellent connection on the broadcast. Always great to see this, the green little dot that says we are doing well on the air. Hopefully that remains there for a long time as we approach halftime here in this contest between Valor and Jonesboro. 1:37 to play, second quarter. 30-16 is our score. Knights hold a 14-point lead over the Jonesboro Eagles. Knights wearing white helmets with the script Knights across the helmet in blue numerals and trim on the white jerseys and pants as well. Jonesboro wearing black jerseys with black helmets and black pants. A gold. Think the gold on like the Baylor anthracite uniforms. Think that gold numerals and trim for Jonesboro. we have requests for pictures of the bugs now from Mom and others, so we will attempt to get that out. Maybe if you're listening, we'll be able to get you a picture of the bugs, but they are very, very, I will say that. Kickoff into the end zone returned. This is trouble as it looks like it's Featherston up the far side, trying to outrun the Knights. Luke Curtis chasing and pushes them out of bounds. My goodness, what a return. Will Featherston took that from the end zone to all the way to the Knights' 20-yard line. A 60 or so yard return there for the Knights, as it looks like we may be about to dip off the air. Can we? Nope, maybe we'll stay on. Fingers crossed we'll stay on as the signal not good out here. So we will try to make sure we stay on and get that all sorted out. But a big gain down to the 20-yard line for Jonesboro on the kickoff return. Martin tries to get the snap off, but we've got flags and a false start upcoming here for Jonesboro as we attempt to shoo some of these bugs away from the equipment. They're interested in football, so can't blame a bug for wanting to come watch a football game. But they certainly brought the whole horde. As I look upward, see I don't know what the word is, a horde, a battalion, a swarm. Swarm's probably the better word, of flying winged bugs up here by the light standard off to my left, shining right over the 20-yard line. So that light standard in particular, just got hit in the glasses by one bug. Sorry about that, a little shaken up, but it's a run for Featherston. Featherston limited gain there on the far sideline. Hard to tell. They will spot the football at about the 11. So it brings up second down and about 14 upcoming. Crickets is the ruling from Mom. They certainly are big crickets. They're crickets that are eating well, I'll tell you that. Here's the handoff. Lawrence up the middle, breaks an ankle tackle and lunges ahead for the goal line, but is short at about the 1 or the 2 yard line, very close to the end zone, as we've got whistles now and a timeout, it appears. Valor's going to take the timeout to try and get the football back here should Jonesboro score, as Knights have a 30-16 lead over the Eagles with 43 seconds to play here in the first half. Thanks to Dad for doing some research at home. He says a group of crickets is called a horde, as we said earlier, or quote, amazingly, an orchestra. So we will roll with that. We have an orchestra of crickets up here. So thanks to Dad for the facts back there at home. Thank you, Dad, and we will roll with that. An orchestra of crickets out here on this Friday night. Maybe they heard the band playing for Jonesboro, and they said, we'll go join in on that. And then said, well, why not watch a football game also? So that is the situation here in the stands and certainly on the field as well, I imagine. Yeah, interesting fact there. Thanks, Dad, for that information. Second down and goal. Handoff up the middle, and it is an easy walk-in touchdown for Sam Lawrence. Jonesboro scores 30-22 now following the touchdown. An 8-point lead for the Knights. And that has dwindled. It was a moment ago. It was a 14-point lead. Now it is down to an 8-point lead, and looking to cut it to 6 with the kick. It is Preston Seeger coming on to kick. So Seeger to kick. As this Knights faithful getting rowdy here to try and stop the kick, and they do, as the kick is blocked at the line of scrimmage, and as a result does not go through the posts. 39 seconds to play here in the half. First half action, 30-22. Knights hold an 8-point lead here in Jonesboro, Texas. Stay tuned upcoming for halftime. We'll have a look at the schedules for both teams, how both teams got to this point, and we also have some stats and of course, we will take a couple breaks as well to give you some crowd mic noise and also to give my voice a break. So 39 seconds to play. Knights are going to try and score one more time before the break. Jonesboro does get the ball to start the second half, so keep that in mind as the Knights attempt to go down and score, leading by 8 here in the second quarter. Ben Brown with you live from Jonesboro, Texas. Pruitt Field, the home of the Eagles. As Jonesboro getting set to kick it off, it looks like it is Camden Crystal to kick off. It is Crystal. He will kick it in the air. This is near side, and it will drift on out of bounds. And that will be a penalty as 2 flags come in there for the kickoff out of bounds. And that will give the Knights the football, I believe, at about the 30-yard line. If I am not mistaken, we'll check that and see where they spot it. But we will see where they put the football. Knights are huddling on their sideline. Jonesboro defense out there as well. Jonesboro not a super tall team. Knights have played taller teams. And oh, got hit in the mouth with a cricket. Good night. These crickets are persistent. But Jonesboro, they are fast, and speed is the one thing that we've seen give the Knights some trouble. Ooh. Here this season in the games they've been challenged in, teams they've been challenged by. Speed has been the consistent factor, and that's what Jonesboro has here. Here's a pass. Complete to Connor. Connor pitches it back to Duke, and Duke gets it out 3 on the near side. Out of bounds to stop the clock. Clock keeps running. That should stop, I believe, as the bugs keep flying. Get out of here. Clock did not stop. It keeps going, as now Knights trying to run a tempo. Bennett motions out. Bear going to have to look deep here. Fires off his back foot. Deep. It is incomplete. Oh, had 2-on-1. Connor and James streaking down the far side of the field. One defender, and the pass was over both of their heads and incomplete. Now we've got, looks like a volleyball maybe on the field. Now it is removed by Coach Kelly, and he will toss it off the field. So now we're ready to roll again. 9 seconds left here. Second quarter action. Knights have an 8-point lead over Jonesboro. Now we're going to look to try and break a play big here upcoming, as there are an outrageous amount of bugs here. But suppose bugs have to watch a football game every once in a while too, as Valor calls a timeout. Coach Bird going to draw a play up for this offense here on second down upcoming, or third down upcoming. Third down and 14 upcoming. Now I've got a bug on the computer. Come on, Cricket. Crickets are out in numbers tonight, making their presence felt. We've got a crowd mic, but we might as well just have a cricket mic. Have not actually made that much noise, but there certainly are an abundance of them out here on this Friday evening. I want to say thanks for tuning in. All the equipment still up and running well. We have not dipped off the air yet in this one, as we hope to stay on. Halftime approaching. 9 seconds to play here from Pruitt Field on the campus of Jonesboro. Knights line up here for third down and long. From their own 30, they're going to need 50 yards for touchdown. Bear drops back, firing over the middle. It's caught. Here's Connor. He laterals it to James. James still going. Now 1, now 0. He's stuck. Laterals it to Aiden. Aiden Murray still going. He's going to try and get across the field. He laterals it to Connor. Connor moving. Oh, now we've got a flag, and Connor's brought down. Oh, that was nearly incredible by the Knights, as they had about 4 or 5 laterals there that got them down to about the 15-yard line, but were unable to get them into the end zone. And as a result, this will take us into halftime. Jonesboro Eagles head off to their locker room. Knights head to the far end zone. And at halftime, our score 30-22. Valor holds an 8-point advantage over the Jonesboro Eagles. We'll be right back. A 10-minute halftime upcoming. We'll take a break. We'll come back with stats and look at the schedules of how both teams got here into this point. Once again, 30-22. Valor leads at halftime. Don't go anywhere. This is Knights football.
We are now ready for this halftime homecoming court. Our homecoming courts. Not sure if they're in any order here, but I'll start with the freshman class. We have Theodore Dinkelman and Madison King. For the sophomore class, we have Braden Bossy and Addison Lopez. For the junior class, we have Leo Catalina, and Allie Thorman. I think they were in that first vehicle going around. And for our senior class here, we have Braden Ashby, along with Hunter Beatty, Adelina Andrade, as well as Braxton Dawsey and Destiny Ranigan.
Oh, wait. No, you're good. No, it's something done.
Welcome back to Pruitt Field on the campus of Jonesboro High School, and Jonesboro, a 1A UIL school, and they are down on the scoreboard right now to your Valor Knights, 30-28 here in this one, as homecoming festivities for Jonesboro mean that it is indeed a longer halftime. So I said it was a 10-minute halftime initially. That's what they put up on the scoreboard on the clock. However, they have changed that to a 15-minute halftime. So now we've got 11:45 and counting down left in halftime. As promised, though, we will give you some stats here at the break, as we could give you the stats on how many crickets there are. Orchestras or hordes of crickets fly here in this one, so lots of them here at Pruitt Field here this evening. Here's the stats. Matthew, 3 of 4 on PATs so far in this ball game. James has a rushing touchdown on the evening. Matthew has a receiving touchdown. Bear has thrown for 3 touchdowns. Connor with a receiving touchdown, and Duke with a receiving touchdown as well. You may hear some noise in the background. The homecoming festivities here for Jonesboro, as they have the homecoming court out there on the field, and they are getting prepared to honor them here on this evening. And great crowd for Jonesboro, a good crowd for the Knights as well in this one. Both sides making good travel squads, as indeed the Jonesboro homecoming festivities continue here on the evening.
And crown the 2025 homecoming Queen and
10 minutes about left in halftime here in Jonesboro, Texas. We will take another break and we will step aside. We'll be right back in about 2 or 3 minutes. We'll have the schedules for both teams, how they got here, and a look ahead on to what will be on the ledger for the rest of the season for both squads. Once again, the score at halftime, 30-22. Valor leads Jonesboro by 8. This is Valor Knights Football.
Representing the sophomore class are Addison Lopez and Braden Dawsey. Addison is the daughter of JC and Whitney Buster. She participates in powerlifting, track, softball, volleyball, and basketball. Braden is the son of Matt and Emily Dawsey. He is active in football, basketball, baseball, track, band, and academic UIL. Representing the junior class is Allie Thorman and Leo Catalina. Allie is the daughter of Eric and Mandy Thorman. She is involved in volleyball, basketball, softball, and track. Leo is the son of Braden and Laura Lilly and the grandson of Lana Catalina. Leo loves school and enjoys hanging out with his friends at Jonesboro. And now, representing the 2025 Homecoming Court and Queen and King nominees. Our first nominees are Willow Holland and Braden Ashby. Willow is the daughter of Fred and Ashley Holland. During her time at Jonesboro, she has been involved in cheerleading, basketball, FFA, and has served as a Bosque River District FFA officer. Some of Willow's favorite memories at JHS include the Senior Sunset, playing basketball, FFA class, attending the National FFA Convention, Powder Puff games, bonfires, freshman cheer, and sophomore year Spanish. After graduation, Willow plans to attend school to become an ultrasound technician. She would like to thank her mom and dad for always pushing her to be her best and loving her at her worst. Her boyfriend for lifting her up when she is down, his family for loving her as their own, her best friend Cody for always having something funny to say, and her ag teacher, Miss Ferguson, for all her support. Braden Ashby is the son of Seaborn and Angela Ashby. At Jonesboro, Braden has participated in football, track, UIL, and FCA. His favorite memories include spending time with his friends, leading FCA lessons, and participating in athletics. After graduation, Braden plans to attend Tarleton University, pursue a degree in civil engineering, and become a land surveyor. Braden would like to thank his family, friends, and his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for everything in life so far. Our second nominees are Adelina Andrade and Hunter Beatty.
Welcome back to halftime here at Jonesboro High School. The homecoming festivities for Jonesboro going on right now, and the homecoming court being announced. But as for us, let's give you a look at the schedule. The Valor Knights are 6-0 on the year. Let's give you a look at how they have gotten to that spot. The record of 6-0. They beat Prince of Peace in a home game, 68-60 to begin the season. That was August 29th that they did that at Paul Tyson Field. And then the next week, they welcomed Second Baptist University Model into Paul Tyson Field, and they took care of business in that one as well. 52-6, the final for that one. Valor took the dub as well. The next week, it was a dominant performance in Bryan, Texas, 74-0. Valor took the dub over Allen Academy, and making sure that their perfect season stayed alive. The next week, it was business as usual. Garland Christian Academy came to Paul Tyson, and Valor said, we'll give you a loss as well, as they took a win for themselves, 52-0 over Garland Christian Academy in Waco. Then they took the road to head on to Red Oak. 56-28, the score over Ovilla Christian in a closer contest, I should say, for the Knights against Ovilla Christian. In that one, 56-28, Valor did win the game.
Then last week, it was the 78-35 dub over Faith Academy of Belleville, getting revenge for the loss last year against the Belleville Knights, Faith Academy Knights. That final again, 78-35, Valor won, sitting them at 6-0, and then they hold the lead here tonight, 30-22 at halftime here against Jonesboro. Let's take a look at Jonesboro's schedule. They are 2-4, open the season with a home win against Abilene Christian. That was a 59-56 win for them, a 3-point dub for the Eagles. Next week, they welcomed in Westbrook, but they were soundly defeated, 64-16. The final, Westbrook won that game against the Eagles. Then it was Thursday, the 11th of September, Union Hill. It was Union Hill versus Jonesboro. Jonesboro went on the road and won 83-34. So that bumped their record up to 2-1. But then they went to Allen Academy in Bryan, where the Knights played. But they did not play Bryan Allen Academy. They played First Baptist Christian from Pasadena. So a neutral site game for the Eagles, but they were rejected in that game as well. 45-0 the score, put them at 2-2, and then they started the gauntlet. Faced Aquila, a top 5 team in the state, lost 54-8. They lost to Austin Royals Homeschool, 58-12, also a top 20 team in the state. And then here tonight, they are on the losing end of a 30-22 score against the Valor Knights, a top 40 team in state as well. So, all in all, it sits Jonesboro at a 2-4 record. It sits your Valor Knights at a 6-0 record, and those two records clash here tonight. 3 minutes left in halftime, just about 30-22. Valor leads by 8. We'll be right back, and when we come back, it'll be the second half of this football game. Don't go anywhere. Knights lead by 8 at halftime.
Taking these pictures, also like to thank Tori Smith and also Kayla Sellers for all the work that both of them have put in to make this year's homecoming week just a great experience for everybody. Would like to thank also Shiloh Taylor for her help in helping get this week's festivities.
Welcome back, live from Jonesboro, Texas. At halftime, the Valor Knights lead the Jonesboro Eagles 30-22 here with about 35 seconds left in halftime. Thanks for tuning in. Ben Brown with you as we are just about set to begin the second half of this ball game, and sprinklers on the field right now are active Not entirely sure why, as Jonesboro staff looking to go get that turned off, but we have sprinklers on the field in action right now. That's interesting, never seen that before. We've got bugs, we've got sprinklers, we've got the whole deal out here in Jonesboro, Texas. But all jokes aside, it's been a good first half. Knights lead 30-22, an 8-point advantage as we are about ready to start the third quarter. Let's give you a weather check while they figure out the sprinklers, as now they are turned off. 72 degrees here at halftime as we begin the third quarter, dipping into the high 60s. In fact, a little bit chilly out here. I say chilly from Texas summer standard. It's chilly, as 71 degrees at 10, and then 60s the rest of the evening. Likely will not get that far here in this ball game. Let's get Ben Brown live with you here as we are about ready to start the third quarter. Thanks for tuning in live from Jonesboro, Texas, here from the bleachers at Pruitt Field, the home of the Eagles. Knights had a good first half, but ultimately there were things they could improve on. Ultimately, they had a drive stall out, had another one that if they'd been able to continue it, likely would have had a touchdown, but ultimately they could do a little bit more on offense, and also the defense, it suffered a little bit at times, unable to stop the run at times, but ultimately they did rally, and they went into halftime with a 30-22 lead, and ultimately the scoreboard's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. Up there, it doesn't matter how bad you played or how good you played if at the end of the day you don't come out with a win. 30-22 the score as we have 10 minutes on the clock for the third quarter. 8-point lead for the Valor Knights as Matthew Schlappe gets set to kick it off. Jonesboro back deep to return. This is Will Featherston back to receive the kickoff. Knights will kick from left to right here as we are broadcasting live from behind the visitors' sideline. See Matthew, Seth, Luke, Cannon, Rhodes, and River out there as well on special teams. Or actually, that's James, rather, out there on special teams duty. Here's a kick. Now it's picked up by Featherston, and now he'll go to the ground in his own territory as that kick just kind of bounced and then stayed in bounds. Featherston, it looked like he expected it to go out of bounds, but it did not stay in bounds, and he was able to pick it up, so Knights did not recover, but it is first down for Jonesboro, as they will be on their own 20-yard line or thereabouts. That's what it looks like, about the 20-yard line, as they get set to go here in this third quarter of play. Here we go. It is Peyton Martin under center now, pitches it back. This is Featherston. Featherston bottled up at the line. Now the ball looks like it's out. Knights sideline thinks they've got it, and they do. It looks like the Knights have recovered a fumble, as the whole sideline coming in very, very happy. And we still have not seen an official signal. Nope, there it is. So it is a fumble recovered by the Knights. So talked about the defense to start to coming back from the break, and just like that, they force a fumble. Knights recover, and they will head out there on offense now. So a chance to make this a 2-score game. Big opportunity for the Knights here. You really want to make sure you're able to turn this into points, and the offense looking to do so here in this one. Here's Bear, drops back, rolls, two-man blitz, fires off his back foot, end zone. Connor with the catch and stretches it over the pylon for a touchdown. So a one-play touchdown for the Knights, and they will send out the kicking unit here to try and put 2 more on the board, but it is a touchdown pass. Bear Grismer, that is his 4th of the year, 4 passing touchdowns for Bear, or I said for the year, for the game rather. So 4 passing touchdowns in this game so far. Connor gets his 2nd receiving touchdown of the afternoon. Here's Matthew set to kick. James Hoagland is the holder. Here's the snap, the hold. It in, the kick is good. So through the uprights, Matthew Schlappe is 4 of 5 now on the day, and a one-play touchdown. That could do wonders for this Knights team as that extends the lead to 16 now, 38-22, as Valor holds the advantage over the Jonesboro Eagles. Knights get set to kick off once again from left to right here in this ball game. Want to say thanks for tuning in and giving us a listen here on this Friday evening. If you were not here for the first half, we have hordes and orchestras, as we have found out, of crickets on the by the light standard in the bleachers here on the field. I mean, they are all over the place, and they're sure making their presence felt here in this game. Matthew Schlappe set to kick it off as he will put the ball on the tee. It's actually getting a bit chilly out here, dipping into the 60s here, and the bleachers a little bit cold as well too. So that doesn't really help, but it's nice to have some cooler temperatures for some football. It feels great for the players out there on the field and everybody else as well. Here's a kick that bounces. Oh, Jonesboro touched it. Featherston picks it up, though. Knights will not have an opportunity to recover. James Hoagland, though, does make the tackle deep in their own territory. That's where Jonesboro will have to start. They will start at about their own 15-yard line. Looks like that is where the ball will be spotted. And so good kickoff coverage there by the Knights as they're able to stop Jonesboro back deep in their own territory. And they'll have to go a long ways if they want to score. The mercy rule would be 45 from now on, a 45-point lead for either team, but this game does not look like it's going to get there. It's been close throughout, a 1 or 2 possession game, really all game, and so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that, but ultimately we do not expect to see that. Here's Peyton Martin under center. He pitches it back. Here's a new running back that we haven't seen much today. I believe that's Damon Moore. He gets the carry, and Moore gains a couple yards there on the far side. Brings up second down and about 11 upcoming as the Crickets continue to fly around here in Jonesboro, Texas. Who knew Jonesboro was a hotbed for Crickets, but we have certainly found that out tonight here in this game as the Knights defense trying to combat the Crickets and the Eagles as the clock now dips under 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 38-22 the lead. Here's Martin under center, pitches it back. Now it's number 7, Crystal, going to throw deep, and he overshot his intended target. The pass is incomplete, intended for Colton Robertson downfield. Bennett Herman and Duke had coverage there on the deep pass. But it brings up third down and long. Third down and about 13 to be exact. And that is from their own 17-yard line or thereabouts for Jonesboro. So they're going to have to get a big play here if they want them to get the first down or make it a fourth down and manageable here for Jonesboro. Martin under center once again, 2 men in the backfield. The pitch goes to Crystal. Crystal rolls out. Now he's going to run. Far side, takes a couple of Knights defenders with him before being brought down on the far side, short of the line to gain, about 5 yards short it looks like. Let's see where they spot it. They will spot it about 6 yards shy of the line to gain. So it'll be fourth down here, a big fourth down for Jonesboro, looking to kind of right the ship. Had the ball first in the third quarter, but fumbled it on the first play, I believe, and the Knights were able to take it. Took one play to get into the end zone and extend the lead. So Jonesboro could really use this fourth down here. Martin drops back. Martin looking to throw. Bennett has pressure. He fires it. Crystal with the catch. Crystal now running. Aiden Murray trying to tackle him, but I believe he's got the first down across the far side of the field on the pass completion. It is indeed a first down. They will move as we may be off the air, although we are back on. So very close to dipping off the air there, but I believe we have stayed on. Okay, we are still on. So a close call there. It popped up no data, about to end, but then the OBS program reconnected. So we'll credit Jesus for helping us out there. Say a little prayer that we are able to keep going technology-wise. Beg your pardon, but thank you, Jesus, for keeping us on the air here. So we stay on, and the Knights able to get a big tackle here on defense. Luke Curtis in the backfield makes the stop, and following a 5-yard penalty, it backs up the Eagles even further. So now it'll be second down and about 25 following the loss of about 5 yards on the run. Luke Curtis was in the backfield to break that play up. And it's second down and long. Second down and about 25 upcoming for Jonesboro. They could really use a score here in this football game. Here's a handoff. Featherston running far side. He is nowhere close to the line to gain, as this is productive yards, but not enough to make a huge difference. They'll give them about 5, and it brings up third down and about 20 still needed for the Knights, as that tackle made on the far side there, and brings up third down and long, a key down here for the Eagles as they look to convert. 5:52 to play and counting down here in the third quarter. Valor leads 38-22 over the Jonesboro Eagles. Thanks for tuning in here as we are live from Jonesboro, Texas. Ben Brown with you as it's third down and long. Snap back. This is Peyton Martin. Martin gonna float one up near side, out of bounds. Great effort there from Camden Cristo on the sideline, trying to make the catch as he was falling out of bounds, but ultimately the pass was too far out of bounds and he was unable to do so. And it ultimately brings up fourth down and 20 following the incomplete pass. Fourth down and 20. It is a long ways for the first down. Jonesboro in their own territory need to get to the Knights 35 with 5:25 to play in the third quarter. They will break the huddle, and now we've got whistles and a timeout as Jonesboro will take the timeout here before this fourth down play. Want to say thanks for tuning in and making us your listen here on this Friday evening, as bunch of crickets out here tonight. Also, the temperatures are into the 60s now. Feels a bit chilly compared to what we've had in previous games, but ultimately can't complain about a little bit of a cooler weather here in this one. And we are thankful for that. Here go the Knights out here on fourth down. They're on defense. Jonesboro Eagles are on offense. Jonesboro trying to get a long gain. They need about 20 to get the first down. Knights defense trying to get a stand. If they are able to do so, it would be a golden opportunity to push this lead to 3 scores and keep widening this margin of the lead. Here we go, fourth down and long. Actually, Jonesboro will punt, so a strong punt there, end over end, as it bounces on the far side and rolls out of bounds before coming to a dead stop on the far sideline. So a good punt there for Jonesboro, as I believe that was Camden Cristo with the punt, and Knights will get the ball back. So it was a punt and not a they did not attempt to try and convert. Probably a smart idea, try and flip the field. Trust your defense here in this one, as the Knights trying to move the ball, an opportunity to do so and try and go down and score a touchdown, as probably a wise decision to punt that away. If they were unable to get the first down, ultimately Knights would have had very, very good field position and Jonesboro not wanting to give them that. Here's a throw. This is caught by Connor near side, first down. Cuts across the middle, turns on the Jets. Now he is tackled past midfield at the Jonesboro, inside the Jonesboro 30 for a first down. Connor McFarling with the big gain there on the first down. Bear rolled out to his right near side and fired complete for a long gain. Connor took it, cut across the middle of the field, and gained a first down. Here's the snap. Bear looking deep. He wants to go deep. Bennett on the sideline. He's got the catch and the touchdown. So Bennett Herman into the end zone, and this Knights offense really starting to light up the scoreboard with some big plays as they extend the lead out to 44-22. They have now doubled up Jonesboro in this contest. Bennett with his first receiving touchdown of the night. Bear with his 5th passing touchdown. He's been really on point today, and Matthew will try to put 2 more on the board with his kick. Here's the snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. So 2 more for the Knights. Matthew is now 5 of 6 on opportunities to kick it through the posts. He's done well in this football game converting those. And this Knights defensive unit will try to get the football back for their offense and keep piling on to this lead. This is kind of the in-between of a game where the Knights offense has a solid lead, and it's not really close to a mercy rule, but also Jonesboro's going to have to make a really, really, really big effort to come back in this game. And but it's certainly possible. We've seen big comebacks here in 6-man football, and Jonesboro will look to have one of those here. Jonesboro, a good football team. They've kept this game competitive throughout, and ultimately they will look to rebound. Matthew getting set to kick it off here with his special teams unit. Ball is on the tee, and Matthew's kick is squibbed. So fielded by number 20 for Jonesboro. That is Damon Moore, and Moore goes down following the squib kick. He's able to field it and go down with possession of the football. So Jonesboro will get the ball on their own 33-yard line. So from their own 33-yard line, Jonesboro will have the football. They'll mark it at the 33-34, somewhere around there for the Eagles. Peyton Martin is under center. He takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, running a strong run for Jonesboro there, but it is short of the line to gain. Brings up second down and about 10 upcoming following about a 5-yard gain there on this first down play. Moves the football up to about midfield. So Jonesboro from their own territory looking to get across the Knights, looking to get into Knights territory here on this play. Here's a handoff, misdirection, bouncing out to the outside. This is Lawrence. Lawrence has the first down and a couple extra yards on the tough run. Sam Lawrence has been good. Good change of pace back for them to complement Will Featherston, and he picks up the first down there. Moves the chains to the Valor at 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Eagles. 3:54 and counting down here in the third quarter on this Friday evening under the lights. Martin, play action, rolls out. Knights have pressure, fires over the middle, and Duke swats it away. Incomplete. Good coverage there from Duke, able to adjust back to that throw. Thrown over the middle and knock it away. Rhodes Horner also in there on coverage as well, seeing some DB action here for the Knights. And that'll bring up second down and 15 upcoming. Believe they have not updated the chain marker, the down marker here on the field. And it looks like we have a penalty of sorts. So this may be, the play may be nullified. Let's see what the officials decide here as they huddle at midfield. Our officials are still huddling at the 35-yard line. I want to say thanks to them. Appreciate them for coming out and officiating this game. As looks like an official will come over to explain to Coach Bird. Looks like a penalty on the Knights. Looks like illegal hands to the face based on the motion that the official gave Coach Bird on the sideline. PA says the passer, but nonetheless, it is a penalty on the Valor Knights, and that'll set up first down and short for Jonesboro. Here's the handoff. It is Featherston moving ahead for positive yardage. That ball was snapped from the 20, or from the 15 rather. Ball is on the 10 now. So second out and goal, that's what it is. Second out and goal here for the Jonesboro Eagles as they come up on offense trying to get a score. 46-22, the lead. 3 minutes left here in the third quarter as the run up the middle is given to Sam Lawrence. Lawrence near the goal line, but he is stopped short for it was a positive gain, and it was a good probably 7-yard gain of that, but it looks like they will spot the ball at the 1-yard line. Knights trying to get a goal line stand here on third down. Martin under center has Featherston in the backfield, but the handoff goes to Lawrence, and Lawrence scampers into the end zone up the middle. Touchdown Eagles. So Jonesboro scores, and that bumps the lead up 46-28 as Valor still holds the lead, but that will give Jonesboro a fighting chance as we may dip off the air again. Let's see. Hopefully we are able to stay on, but it is a touchdown, and it looks like we are staying on. So several scares with coming off the air here in this game so far, but we've stayed on so far as the kick is good. 46-30 following the 2-point kick for Jonesboro. It's a 16-point advantage for the Knights with 2:41 to play here in the third quarter. Want to say thanks for tuning in, and despite maybe some technical scares or some technical issues we may experience, I want to say thanks for tuning in and sticking throughout all of it. As if you get some buffering, that is likely due to the service out here, but so far we are fine. Hopefully we are doing well on that front, and hopefully we can get through this game with limited issues. Knights will go out to try and return this kickoff for good yardage as the game continues on here here this evening. 9:56 is the time we play it, and we have temperatures now in the low 70s, high 60s for the rest of the evening. Here's Crystal to kick it away. He squibs it on the ground. It is, oh, that's a good kick. Duke unable to field it, but I believe the Knights did ultimately get it, as it was a funky hop. It was a really nice onside kick from Caden Crystal, or from Camden Crystal rather, but the Knights are able to ultimately recover it, and they will set up shop at their own 36-yard line, needing to get into Eagles territory for the first down. 2 minutes, 41 seconds on the clock. It is the third quarter here from Pruitt Field. Jonesboro Eagles trail the Valor Preparatory Academy Knights by a score of 46-30. Ben Brown with you live from the bleachers. Want to say it. Thanks for tuning in here on this evening as the Knights get set to go here. Here's Bear, low snap, picks it up. Now rolls to his left. He's going to launch deep. Bennett Herman down the field. He catches it. In stride, accelerates. End zone. It is a touchdown, I believe. Officials have not signaled, but there is a flag. So a flag in the backfield may bring this back as it was a great play downfield, but officials had a flag in the backfield, did not signal touchdown, and so this may come back here. But they will, looks like much to the applause of the Valor faithful, they will pick up the flag. Touchdown Knights. So Bennett Herman with the touchdown reception, his second receiving touchdown of the game. Bear is up to 6 passing touchdowns on the game. And the Knights lead is up to 52-30, a 22-point advantage for Valor Prep. James Hoagland, the holder, Samuel Grismer, the long snapper, Matthew Schlappy, the kicker, all trying to add 2 more to the board. Here's the snap, high snap. James is just going to try and improvise here. Fires across the field. Bennett Herman with the catch, and he'll walk into the end zone. So an improv act there for the Knights gets them a point. So that is a 1-point conversion for the Knights. James with the pass there. And we'll put that down as a 1-point conversion for the Knights. Puts the score to 30 rather, a 23-point lead now on the game following the 1-point conversion on the botched hold and snap, but ultimately the Knights do improvise off of it as Bennett was on the receiving end of that play. Knights will get set to kick it away. 2:32 to play as we have action here in the third quarter at Pruitt Field on the home of the Jonesboro Eagles here in this one. Knights special teams unit out there: Cannon Smith, Rhodes Horner, Seth Flowers, James Hoagwood, Matthew Schlappy, Luke Curtis. On special teams here for the kickoff. Once again, 53-30 the score. Knights have the lead over the Eagles. Here in Jonesboro, Matthews' kick is in the air. It takes a bounce and now picked up by Featherston in his own territory. Tries to make a man miss. Seth Flowers chasing, and Seth Flowers tackling inside the 10-yard line, I believe, for the Knights, as a strong special teams coverage there for the Knights. They've been good on special teams so far throughout the evening, and are do so again there as the Knights defense will try to get a stop and get the offense the ball back with a chance to add to this lead. I want to say thanks for tuning in once again. Ben Brown live from the bleachers here in Jonesboro, Texas. Here's the snap for Jonesboro on first down. Handoff near side, running tough and out of bounds is Sam Lawrence, as Lawrence gets a healthy gain. Hard to tell how much he got there, about halfway towards the first down roughly, and they'll spot him about 7 yards shy of the line to gain. Brings up second down for Jonesboro. 2 minutes and counting on down in this third quarter. The Knights hold the lead here over the Eagles. Here's Peyton Martin under center. Martin hands off up the middle. Lawrence gets the carry. Lawrence near the first down marker. Strong run for the Eagles, and it is a first down. So that'll move the chains for Jonesboro as the clock continues to run inside of a minute and a half here left in this third period. Looks like Jonesboro going to go ahead and get up to the line and run another play here. Here's another handoff. This is Featherston. Featherston pushing hard for a limited gain, about 3 to 4 yards likely is where they will spot the ball carrier. So limited gain for Jonesboro as they've got 4 yards on the play, second down and 11 in their own territory as we are inside of a minute to play now in the third quarter. It's homecoming night for Jonesboro. They trail by 23 to Valor, but not out of it yet. As here's another handoff. This is Lawrence. Lawrence cutting and falling forward about a yard shy of the first down marker sitting at midfield, so they'll put the ball on the Jonesboro 39-yard line, and we'll see if they elect to run another play. It does look like they will as they break the huddle quickly here on 3rd down and about 2. Here's the snap. Is a pitch up the middle, 1st down. Featherston running straight ahead and then runs into a pile of Knights defenders. Good for the 1st down and good to, looks like it will run out the clock here in this 3rd quarter. Indeed it will. 53-30 the score. Valor Knights have the lead at the end of 3. We will step aside for a moment. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. 4th quarter is next. This is Valor Knights football.
That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Here, 30-53. Favoring the Knights.
Knights break the huddle, and Jonesboro does so as well. Both teams ready for a 4th quarter of action. 53-30 is the score. Valor leads Jonesboro by 23 as we start the 4th period. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, as I'm Ben Brown coming to you live from a bug-filled evening here in Jonesboro, Texas. As here's the pitch to Featherston. Featherston running far side. He's got a hole up the field. Luke Curtis slips, can't get there. And Featherston runs in for a touchdown. Touchdown Eagles to start the 4th quarter. A quick score for Jonesboro. Moves the scoreboard up to 53-36 now. With 9:53 to play in the 4th. Looks like it will be Camden Crystal trying to add 2 more to this score for Jonesboro. They're at 36 currently. High snap, hold, kick, line drive, sails on through. It is good.
It is good. Bringing our score now
53-38. Valor has the lead over Jonesboro here in this ball game. It's been a good game throughout. Bear has 6 passing touchdowns en route to this lead, and Knights just trying to finish it out here on this evening. The bugs, the crickets still flying around around the white standard above us. Also sitting all over the bleachers. See plentiful numbers of crickets out on this evening here, where we have temperatures in the low 70s, high 60s. Really nice evening for football, and Friday Night Lights are on full effect here this evening. I want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in here tonight. Thanks for tuning in to the broadcast. I want to thank our coaches as well, and our officials, players, support staff, everyone who makes these games possible. Thanks to all of them for putting this on, and we're just bringing you live the game as we are looking to witness a Valor Knights win. They are up 53-38 currently. Camden Crystal set to kick it off. He squibs it, and this kick will not travel 15 yards. It ultimately stops shy of midfield, and the Knights will take over the ball in Jonesboro territory. So strong starting field position here for the Valor Knights on 1st down and 15 coming up. Looks like Bear is going to lead that offense out there as we've got more Crickets trying to join the party here. Jonesboro has a limited band out there on the far sideline. See them going. Fittingly, a horde of Crickets is called an orchestra. So fun to see the band and the Crickets joining in as well. Here's Bear. He's going to launch deep. It is picked off. Oh my goodness, what a pick. Up the far sideline. It's Colton Robertson turning on the Jets before going out of bounds. It was a deep go route along the sideline for James Hoagland that it looked like he had a break on, but then ultimately Colton Robertson cut across the field from his safety position to get over and pick the ball. Not a bad throw by Bear, maybe underthrew him a little bit, but not a bad throw from Bear. Just a great play from Colton Robertson on the pick. And ultimately, Jonesboro will have possession now inside Knights territory from the Valor 30. Jonesboro still has life. Here's a pitch. Featherston trying to find the hole. He does. Gets a cut over the middle. Breaks a tackle from Luke Curtis and runs on into the end zone. My goodness, a momentum shift as the score now 53-44. Knights throw a pick and Jonesboro answers that with one play following the interception return, a handoff for Will Featherston, and he's done a really good job on the night running the football for Jonesboro. He does so again there, putting it in the end zone as this is Preston Seeger looking to add onto this lead, or rather onto the scoring touchdown, and the kick is good. So they do not have the lead. 53-46. The Knights have the lead. It is a 7-point lead now, and it is a one-possession game once again. Knights need a score here to extend this lead out to 2 scores. They've been at their best when it's been a 2-3 score lead. And with a one-score game, this game is not out of reach. With 9:37 to play, Jonesboro still has plenty of life, and they only need a stop and a score to go up. So this is dangerous territory for the Knights. Need to dig deep here and find some life here on offense for Valor. Knights looking to ruin the homecoming night for the Jonesboro Eagles here at Pruitt Field on Jonesboro ISD's campus. Jonesboro is an unincorporated community according to Apple Maps, so not a super big town, but they've got a strong community out here, and lots of people showing up for this ball game to come cheer on their squad. Here's a squib kick. Knights looking to field it. It is fielded by the Knights. James Hoagland pushing ahead, and he goes down shy of midfield at the Knights 36-yard line. And it'll be first down and 15 for Valor, so that's a big start recovering the squib kick. Those squib onside kicks are always dangerous for the receiving team, because if you don't grab it, then it can turn into trouble real quick, but Knights did not let that turn into trouble on that play. Here we go. Bear out there for this Knights unit. Ocean's in a man. Pitches it to James. James gets the edge. Now a block from Bennett. James has the first down and more. Up the sideline, and he is ultimately ran out of bounds inside the 20. This will be a red zone opportunity for the Valor Knights following a big run from James Hoagland on a jet sweep pop pass like play. And James turns it into a big gain as they will spot the ball. So once again, it looks like we may dip off the air. So try reloading the page here if we do fall off. Although no, it looks like we're back on. So we are back on. So that is the 5th time I believe we've nearly fallen off the air but stayed on. So another bullet dodged, and hopefully we do not fall off at all tonight. Here's a 3rd down and 15 play. Bear gets out of the pressure, fires over the middle. James Hoagland with the catch, gets a block to the pylon, touchdown Valor. So James Hoagland turns that third down and long into a touchdown for Valor. And it is now 59-46 the score as Valor leads by 13 following the James Hoagland receiving touchdown. He's now got a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown on the ball game. Bear up to 7 passing touchdowns on the night as well. Matthew Schlappe getting set to kick for 2 more. High snap, kick is blocked, so not really a chance for that kick to go through the uprights. It was blocked pretty immediately at the line of scrimmage. Puts Matthew at 5 of 7 on the day, kicking wise. And the Knights will have the opportunity to kick it off here following the touchdown. They lead by 13, 59-46 with 9:07 to play here in the fourth quarter as we play here in Jonesboro, Texas. Both teams getting ready for the kickoff. Take a short 10-second break. Back in a moment. Here we are back again. Knights getting set to kick it off following the score with 9:07 to play in regulation. Matthew Schlappe puts the ball on the tee. Valor getting set to go here on the kickoff. Here's the kickoff. It is through the end zone for a touchback. And this ball will come out to the 20-yard line for the Jonesboro Eagles. Again, I want to say thanks for tuning in. We have had we've had some close calls with the technology so far, close calls with the Crickets, and hopefully the Knights are able to push through and get a win here in this ball game as they're out on defense currently with a 13-point lead. Jonesboro trying to cut into that lead here on offense. Here's the pitch back to Featherston. Featherston makes a cut. Knights trying to wrangle him down. Good tackle by Bennett Herman, but we've got a flag as Featherston wants a face mask. This may be on the Knights. It looks like it will be. Looks like maybe a face mask on Bennett as Coach Bird talking to him right now on the sideline. But it does appear to be a penalty on the Knights. And the clock is stopped momentarily with 8:59 to play in the fourth quarter. Clock's been stopped a lot recently. And now the chains will move forward for a first down. So first down for the Eagles as they move on forward. So ball will be on the Eagles' 37-yard line. They need to get to the Knights' 28, it looks like, for the first down. As they go here on first down and 15. Here's a bad snap. Featherston picks it up. He's in trouble. He dumps it off at the line. Oh, nearly picked off by Aiden Murray. Had it off his fingers, hit the ground, and then he picked it up. Very, very close to an interception there for Aiden Murray, but the pass is incomplete. So Featherston able to make that no gain, no loss. Following the snap that was fumbled, and it brings up second down and 15 from their own 37. Here goes Jonesboro up to the line. It is Peyton Martin under center. He gives Featherston. Featherston running near side. He's got 10 yards thereabouts before he's tackled by the Knights. Looks like Duke in there on that tackle for Valor. And it brings up third down and upcoming. Third down and about 5, it looks like, here for the Eagles as they look to convert here. A big series for them, trailing by 2 scores. It's a 13-point lead, 59-46. Knights have the lead as we dip inside of 8 minutes to play here in regulation. Martin, handoff This is Sam Lawrence running near side, and he's got a first down and plenty more down inside or right about the 20-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 15 upcoming for the Eagles as they move the chains and the clock keeps running. Knights just want to see that clock bleed here and keep on rolling as they will spot the ball at the 20-yard line on the dot. So on the 20 is where they'll spot it here for Jonesboro. Here's the snap. Handoff, Lawrence dancing before Cannon Smith and Seth Flowers get to him to bring him down for limited gain. 4 yards is what they'll say. To the 16-yard line. To the Valor 16, Jonesboro looking to convert on this drive. Clock will dip under 7 minutes by the time they get the snap off. Peyton Martin rejoins the huddle as he's looking to lead his team into the end zone. Featherston's also been good for the Eagles and Lawrence as well. Here's a fumble. Looks like the snap was fumbled as some fighting over the ball. Cannon Smith ends up with it, but it looks like they're going to say that the Eagles recovered it at the original line of scrimmage. So it brings up 3rd down following no gain, no loss. And it'll be 3rd down and about, or actually they're going to say a loss of 2 on the play. So a loss of 2 on the play brings up 3rd down and 13 upcoming here for the Jonesboro Eagles, as they elect to try and convert here on 3rd down and long. Snap. Oh, the snap's fumbled. Ball's on the ground. It looks like the Knights have it. Now Jonesboro may have it. Not sure. Jonesboro does have it. Cannon Smith unable to recover it there as Jonesboro recovers. Well, yes, Jonesboro does recover the fumble. So 4th down, it'll be 4th down and 17 coming up for Jonesboro, and Cannon Smith limping off the field here. That's not a good sign for the Knights, but hopefully he's able to get back in there at some point here for Valor. Here we go, 4th down and long in the Knights territory for the Jonesboro Eagles. It is Peyton Martin set to receive the snap. Now the whistle will blow and we're ready to play. 4th and 17. Here's the snap. Martin drops back, looking deep. He's going to fire. Unloads. It is incomplete. No flags. James Hoagland on the coverage. Pass intended for Camden Crystal, but it is incomplete. And that is a turnover on downs for the Jonesboro Eagles. So with 5:13 to play, feels like a massive stop for the Knights as they will get the ball back in their own deep in their own territory with a chance to maybe run some clock here in this football game and also try and go get a score to potentially end it. 59-46 the score. 5:13 to play. Here's a pitch. Seth Flowers, far side, gets it. Cuts back across the middle before being dragged down for solid yardage. Not first down yardage, but good enough to run the clock and move the ball forward. It's about 6 yards on the gain. Brings up 2nd down and about 9 upcoming. 2nd down and about 9 coming for the Valor Knights as the clock is now inside of 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Knights more than happy to let that clock run a little bit as Bear rejoins the huddle. See Connor, James, Bennett, Aiden, Bear, and Duke out there on this play. Here's a snap. Handoff. This is Duke, and Duke brought down at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle for Jonesboro there. It is Damon Moore with the tackle in the backfield. Yeah, loss of 1 brings up 3rd down and 10. And this is a big down for the Knights, trying to convert, trying to keep this drive going, and ultimately put some more points on the board. Also wanting to run some clock. So with 59-46 the lead, inside of 4 minutes now to play for the game. If you get a first down here, feels like that could potentially seal it. But if they're unable to pick it up, would leave the door open for Jonesboro. Now we've got whistles and a timeout, so Coach Bird will talk this one over during the timeout for the Knights. We'll step aside. We'll take a quick break. Score 59-46. Knights lead. It is 3rd down and long when we come back. This is Valor Knights football. Back from break. 3rd down and long for the Knights. 3rd down and 10 upcoming for Valor with 3:45 left in regulation. They have a 13-point lead over the Jonesboro Eagles. Bear alone in the backfield right now, looking to the sideline after the timeout. Now takes the snap, drops back, rolls, looking deep. Now comes back short. Duke with the catch. He's got the first down and more. Slides down inbounds to run the clock. Smart move there by Duke. The receiver with the catch. And more, about 3 yards past the marker, just slid down to keep the clock running. Inbounds at the Knights' 39-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 15 from their own 39. Valor looking to run some more clock as it dips inside of 3.5 minutes to go now in the final period. It's getting a 13-point lead for the Knights as they look to finish this one out. Bear rejoins the huddle. See Connor, Bennett, James, Duke, Aiden, and Bear in the huddle as they continue to huddle. Coach Bird pointing to the 40-second play clock down beyond the end zone. And now they will break the huddle, so down to 10 on that play clock. It is 2:50 on the game clock. Here's the snap. Duke with the carry. He's got it. Makes a man miss at the line of scrimmage and lowers the shoulder for about 5. Yeah, about 5 yards there. Will move the clock on even more, and it is 2nd down and 10 upcoming for Valor. Knights continue to huddle. We're just trying to waste clock here in this football game as they are up 13 points. 59-46 over the Jonesboro Eagles here from Pruitt Field in Jonesboro. Now it looks like they will snap the football. And nope, now we've got whistles and timeout, Coach Burt. So Valor takes a timeout now. And with 1:59 to play in the 4th quarter, Coach Bird takes a timeout to avoid the delay of game penalty. And here coming up on I believe it's 2nd down. 2nd down and about 10 upcoming. Yes, it is 2nd down and 10 for the Knights. Knights will draw up a play here in the huddle for this offensive unit, and we'll see what they're able to come up with following the timeout. Once again, I want to say thanks for tuning in as we are hopefully just a couple minutes away from the conclusion of this ball game. 59-46. Valor holds a 13-point lead over the Jonesboro Eagles, playing at home here on this homecoming evening for them. 1A High School here in Jonesboro with the 6-man team. A nice field here, grass field under the lights here in Jonesboro. It's a good venue for football. could take the Crickets out. That'd be nice. But other than that, a really nice venue for football here, Jonesboro ISD. Second down and 10 upcoming. Bear takes the snap. Play action. Rolls out. Heavy pressure. James with the catch. Far side. He's got it. And now we'll go down inbounds with a first down. And that should be enough to do it. Or did he go out of bounds? Looks like the clock is stopped momentarily. And that may be for the chains crew to move. Although now we've got whistles. So it looks like we will have a timeout. So timeout is called. I believe this is the official timeout for a 2-minute warning. So with 1:52 to play, we've got a timeout. 59-46 is the score. Valor holds the lead over Jonesboro here this evening. The weather, we are down to 70 degrees in Jonesboro. So low 70s is what we've been at most of the night. Feels a little bit chilly for what we normally have here in Texas. Oh, no, now down to 69 degrees. So we have officially hit the 60s here in Jonesboro tonight. And it's been some great weather for football here tonight. Really started to cool off in the evenings here over the past couple of weeks for football. It's a great atmosphere for football. And this crowd, these fans, these cheerleaders doing such a great job for this team, and then obviously the coaches and players on the field executing the game plan as well. Knights will break the huddle. Whole team in on the huddle now. It's Aiden, Bennett, Bear, Connor, Duke, James out there on the field. Gotta imagine the Knights are just gonna hand this ball off, trying to run some clock. 1:52 left in the fourth. Motion Duke. Here is a play. Here's a handoff rather up the middle. It is James taking it straight ahead for a solid gain of about eight or so yards, and the Knights will be able to run this play clock or this game clock down to about a minute, a little less than a minute, or a little more than a minute rather, before snapping the football. And now Jonesboro will have a timeout called. So Jonesboro will take a timeout. I believe that is their second timeout of the ball game, if the scoreboard is right. Not sure about that, but believe that's their second timeout. But whatever, it's a timeout for Jonesboro, and ultimately the Knights will. The Knights will try to run some clock on the other side of this timeout. Jonesboro being smart with their timeouts here as they elect to try to get the football back. The Crickets are abundant out here in Jonesboro, Texas, here at Pruitt Field on the campus of Waco High. Waco High, sorry. Jonesboro High. Jonesboro ISD got in the habit of saying Waco High for Paul Tyson Field, but it is Jonesboro ISD where we are tonight, so sorry about that. But here at 10:33 p.m. Central Time, there is 1:29 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Knights lead by 13. Here we go. It's second down and about 7 upcoming for Valor. Bear motions Connor in. Pitches to Duke. Duke running. Has a hole. Duke will go for the end zone. Dives. It is a touchdown. Valor Knights score again. So that may be the dagger to seal it. Duke with a rushing touchdown. Also a receiving touchdown on the ball game. And the Knights may have just sealed this football game with 6 more. The score bumps up to 65-46 once they put it on the scoreboard. They have yet to add it to the scoreboard here as Matthew Schlappe getting set to go kick this one, try to kick this one through the posts for 2 more. Now they do. So 65-46 is the score. Oh, now we've got an offsides penalty as number 5, Sidney Smith, jumped the snap, and actually he jumped it before the snap had even gotten off for Jonesboro, and so this will be a re-kick here for Valor as James Hogan puts the tee down. And he will be the holder. Matthew Schlappe is the kicker. Sam Grismer, the long snapper. The kick hold. The kick is good. So Matthew Slappy adds 2 more. And it is now, he is now 6 of 8 on the PATs on the afternoon. 67-46 is the score. Valor has the lead. And that should be enough to finish this ball game off, as Jonesboro they're gonna have to score quickly and fast and a lot. They're gonna have to score a lot in a limited time, and we'll see what they are able to do. 1:21 on the clock as Valor gets set to kick it away. We'll see if they kick it deep and then just drop back on defense, or if they try to squib it and try to end this ball game. Matthew Slappy, Seth Flowers, Cannon Smith, Rhodes Horner, Luke Curtis, and Aiden Murray out on special teams duty for Valor. Here we go, just about set for the kickoff. Matthew putting the ball on the tee as we speak. Backs up. Now set to put toe to leather. Here we go, the kick, it's kicked away as it will bounce and stay in bounds, fielded by Featherston, and Featherston not going anywhere out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Good coverage there by the Knights coverage unit as Seth Flowers was in there to make the tackle. And ultimately the return is for very limited gain for Featherston. Here we go, 1:15 on the clock, fourth quarter, 67-46. Valor leads Jonesboro in the closing minutes of this football game. Knights defense just going to try to keep everything in bounds here. James Hoagland out there, Aiden Murray, Seth Flowers, Cannon Smith, Luke Curtis, Connor McFarling out there as well. Here is the snap, pass complete, oh no, pass incomplete rather, as it is as Peyton Martin's pass falls out of the hands of his intended receiver, Camden Crystal, and to the ground. So Knights happy with the incompletion, but also probably wanting to catch that ball so they could run some clock off. But ultimately, it'll bring up second down and long, forcing another pass attempt for Jonesboro with 1:11 to play. They trail 67-46. Jonesboro in the huddle. Now Peyton Martin rejoins the huddle. Here's the snap. It is a snap that is not the greatest of snaps, but ultimately it turns into a Featherston run up the sideline, and he is nearly gone to the house, but ultimately Seth Flowers chases him down from behind, and that is a big gain into Knights territory for Jonesboro, as he's inside the 20, and now slow getting to his feet is Featherston, as looks like he'll be able to walk off under his own power, but does look a little banged up there with 59 seconds to go in the ball game. Now 58 seconds rather to play in the ball game, as Featherston will jog off onto the sideline. So that's not good for Jonesboro. Featherston's probably been their best runner all game. Sam Lawrence has been good too, and then Peyton Martin at the quarterback positions gritted through what's been kind of a hard game for him. Martin drops back, has pressure, fires. Lawrence has the catch, makes the man, no, he does not make a man miss rather, and is brought down inbounds. So good tackle there from the Knights. I believe that was Luke Curtis in on the tackle. That'll run some clock as it's down inside of 35 seconds now to play. Now inside of 30 seconds as Jonesboro with a quick huddle. They will run a play here. Peyton Martin is the quarterback. Here's the snap. Martin looking to pass on second down. Fires incomplete over the middle. His pass intended for Sam Lawrence, and it falls incomplete. So 20 seconds to play. 67-46 is our score. Stay tuned. Once the conclusion of this game happens, we'll name an MVP for this ball game, and we'll see who it is following the conclusion of regulation as 20 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. 67-46, Valor has the lead over Jonesboro. It is Sam Lawrence, Damon Moore, and Peyton Martin in the backfield. Martin gonna look to fire. He lobs it end zone and incomplete, knocked down by Luke Curtis, intended for Damon Moore there, but it is incomplete. And now looks like Damon Moore is down, and so the clock will stop. Well, it's going to stop with an incomplete pass anyway with 15 seconds to play. And receiver down on the field, so we will step aside. We'll be right back. This is Knights football. Walking off under his own power, Damon Moore walking off to the visiting sideline. So Jonesboro's had several men go down in this game so far. Peyton Martin went down earlier with an arm issue, but ultimately was able to come back in and continue his quarterbacking duties for Jonesboro. So he's been effective, getting through like kind of an arm issue for him. But also they've had a pair of other guys go down as well. Featherston, but he's back in, and now hope that Moore is okay. Here's a run. Featherston scampering end zone, touchdown. And with 11 seconds to play, that'll make the score look a little bit better. But Knights should still have this ball game in hand. 11 seconds to play. Fourth quarter, 67-52, a 15-point lead. Chance to cut it to a 13-point deficit if Preston Seeger can knock the kick through for Jonesboro. Takes his steps as now they get another blocker in here. Snap. Here's the kick, and it's good. So it adds two more onto the lead, 67-54. 67-54 once again. The score, 11 seconds to play. It is a 13-point lead for the Knights. Still a two-score game. And as long as the Knights field the kickoff here, they should be good. Both teams huddle on their respective sidelines as we await the kickoff upcoming here. So here we go as we uncover the mixer case, and there are a lot of bugs hanging out under there. So we will attempt to get them away from the equipment. But here we go. So the kickoff coming. Jonesboro will kick. They will kick from left to right. Knights will receive from right to left, going that way. It is number 7, Camden Crystal, lining up to kick it off for the Eagles. Here is the squib kick. It is fielded by the Knights as Duke goes to the ground with it. And that should just about do it for Valor. They can either take a knee or run the ball here and ultimately just finish this game out with the score 67-54. Once again, 11 seconds remaining. Knights will need a play or a pair of plays to finish this one off, but ultimately it does look like the game is in hand. Here we go. Aiden, James, Bennett, Bear, Duke, and Connor out there for this play. Let's see what the Knights are able to do. Here we go. Aiden the snapper snaps it to Bear. Bear takes a knee, and that will do it for this ball game. Knights are going to take the dub, 67-54 the final score here from Pruitt Field in Jonesboro, Texas. The Jonesboro Eagles fall to 2-5 as 67-54 once again is your final. The Knights are victorious. Knights move up to 7-0 on the year. Let's give you an MVP for the day. We'll give it to Bear. 7 passing touchdowns in what was really a bounce-back performance from a game or two where he really could have been better, but he really took that up to a whole nother notch today. He was able to finish it, and he was able to do a really nice job today. 7 passing touchdowns. He is our MVP. Want to say thanks to all who made this broadcast possible. Want to say thanks to Jeff and Bethany Brown for all of their continued support of the broadcast. Want to say thanks to Coach Stephen Bird for being willing to help get this program started at Valor. Also want to thank Colin Witt, Derek Smith for their technical advice as well. And for all of them, I'm Ben Brown saying so long from Jonesboro, Texas. Thanks for listening. 67-54, the Knights are still undefeated. They are 7-0